wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And all right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and once again, I am Billy Jones, and family, you know you can watch us live every Wednesday. That's every Wednesday on YouTube, TV 33, and of course, we on that R.J. Watkins page. That's the one with the red symbolism on it. You can watch it live, and of course, on Sundays, we're on 15.2 from 4 to 5 p.m., and family, I am so excited today. I have ooh wee going around the world, introducing to you very shortly the man that's just going to totally upgrade the Talk Beat Jones, because we're going to have the medical man. That's right, the medical man, the MD that has all of the information, all of the knowledge, going to help you dispel some of those things you've been reading about that is not true. That's not true. And so without any further delay, I'm going to bring on the man himself, Dr. Jeffrey Watson, MD, out of the Oakland, California Bay Area. Dr. Watson, are you there, sir?
I'm here, Billy.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am excited. I'm excited to have you with us today. Right there, we're going to see you on the screen. And so I'm just happy, so happy to see you. And I want to hear, can you Let's get right to it, Doc, so that the people are not held in suspense. Can you tell us a little bit? Take your time when you do this. You know, take your time and do this, Doc. But tell the folks a little bit about you.
Okay, Billy. Well, first of all, let me say it's an honor to be back with you, and to be able to educate the community on what's going on with our healthcare system. I'm from Oakland, California, grew up in Oakland, went to the Oakland Public Schools, Skyline High School in Oakland. Then I went to UC Davis, University of California.
Isn't that the place where Steph Curry went?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Tom Hanks was in my class at Skyline.
Okay,
If you know the actor Tom Hanks.
Of course.
Yeah. We graduated in 1974.
Okay.
That tells you a little bit about how old I am.
Young man.
Yeah. And from UC Davis, there were some interesting things that happened. There was a engineer by the name of Alan Bakke, and he sued the University of California at Davis for reverse discrimination. You know, there was a program in California called the Equal Opportunity Program, EOP, and they would they looked at the demographics of the state, and they tried to make sure that the classes were equal to the demographics.
Yes.
So, in other words, if there were 10% blacks in the state, they wanted 10% of the class to be in. He sued the University of California at Davis for what he called reverse discrimination. He was Caucasian. And at that time, it went to the Supreme Court. Thurgood Marshall was on the Supreme Court at that time. And he actually resulted in the elimination of equal opportunity program. And we see now that people are trying to eliminate any kind of programs that are supportive of minorities,
Doc,
including in our library.
Doc, just one moment. For those, because we're going around the world, Doc, and when you said that name, what was his name again?
Thurgood Marshall.
Was he a black guy or a white guy?
No, Thurgood Marshall had been the attorney for the NAACP for a long time, while Martin Luther King was in his prime,
Okay.
and he solved numerous cases for African Americans.
Okay.
The person who sued the University of California was named Alan Bakke.
Okay.
The significance of that is that at the time that I applied to medical school
Mm-hmm.
in 1978,
Yes.
I was the only African American to be accepted
Wow.
from the University of California at Davis.
Okay.
And I had to leave California, which I enjoyed anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and went to Nashville, Tennessee,
Okay.
to Vanderbilt University.
Okay. Pioneering.
And-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt's a private school, so it did not have to adhere to some of these things that the University of California and its new issues related to discrimination. It had previously been an all-white school, but in Nashville, they have Meharry Medical College, which is a black medical college.
Okay.
They have Fisk University, Tennessee State.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a blessing to go to Nashville and to meet the people that I did at Meharry and Tennessee State and Fisk University. I then did my first part of my residency at Vanderbilt, and once again, I was the only African American
Pioneering. Pioneering, Doc.
in the Department of Internal Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And I then transferred to UC San Francisco,
Okay.
internal medicine, primary care. Again, only African American in that residency
Pioneering. Pioneering.
program. Yeah. So in 1985, I joined my dad, who had been a physician for almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
He'd gone to Howard University because certainly at that time, African Americans, he lived in Virginia but was not allowed to go to University of Virginia.
Okay.
He'd gone to Hampton Institute and Howard. And so I joined him in Oakland, in North Oakland.
Yes. Yes.
And he and two other physicians had built an office in North Oakland. And for the majority, they took care of African Americans.
Yes, sir.
So the poor people, all the athletes, the movie stars, the politicians, they all came to that office because, you know, there's an important thing in healthcare called ethnic sensitivity.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if you were Hispanic, you would probably want to see a Hispanic doctor who spoke Spanish
Mm-hmm.
and understood your cultural issues.
Yes.
Your issues about medicine, about politics, and these types of things. If you were Chinese, you probably want to go see a Chinese doctor.
Yes, sir.
And so African Americans wanted to come see an African American doctor. So the Arlington Medical Center is what it was called,
Yes.
on 57th and Market, was a hub for African Americans.
Yes. Yes.
Then I met a very interesting man who became my patient,
Mm-hmm.
who you knew well. His name was Chuck Johnson.
my
Chuck Johnson.
my mentor. That's right.
Yeah, your mentor.
Who
And Mr.
every show he comes on, Doc, there is an opening that have me holding the microphone to this man. That is to the world. That is Mr. Chuck Johnson, and Mr. Chuck Johnson had chosen me to be the person, the outside MC, greeting everyone stepping out of the limousines and walking the red carpet for the Sobeat Ball. And also he selected me to be the inside MC, Master Ceremonies, for the ball. That was my first time, and it was just a wonderful experience. Go ahead, sir.
And we could talk about that forever because that was a great experience.
Yes.
He asked me to come on and talk about health issues.
Yes.
So we started a show called the Health Beat TV show.
Yes, sir.
Health Beat TV show.
Yes, sir.
And it was a call-in show.
Mm-hmm.
You could call in just like we're on the phone right now.
Yes.
And people would ask questions. I had also been doing a radio show on a station called KDIA.
Number
This
one.
is a number one popular black station in Oakland.
Yes, sir.
It was owned by Willie Brown, who subsequently became mayor of San Francisco, and Elihu Harris, who subsequently became mayor of Oakland.
Yes.
So myself and the great Dr. Michael Lenore from Oakland,
Fantastic.
and John Burris,
Yeah.
who's
Woo!
a civil rights attorney.
Ooh, heavy
from
hitters.
Oakland.
Heavy hitters. All
Yeah,
of
heavy
them.
hitters. Yeah, each week, one of us would be on a Saturday morning on KDIA radio.
Yes.
And so he heard that and saw how positive it was for the community.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked if I would come on on TV
Yes.
on Soulbeat.
Yes.
Now, some of my colleagues, it wasn't the highest visual quality
Yes.
show,
That's true.
but it had all kinds of important information for the community.
Yes.
And some of my physician colleagues said, "Oh no, don't go on there because, you know, you won't look as professional as you might look on some of the bigger stations."
Yes.
And my response was, "But I want to educate the people.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to educate the people."
Yes, sir.
And I have subsequently become a clinical professor of medicine for the University of California, San Francisco, and a clinical professor for numerous nurse practitioner programs.
Yes.
And so I like to educate the people
Yes.
because I'd always say that your health is your wealth.
And Doc,
And
they've heard me speak about health is your wealth. That's where I got it from, family, from this man that you're listening to right now. And I want to say this too, Doc. You see, this doctor did not come up and did not deal with what we call in our culture that bougie attitude that these folks that he's talking about did not want to come on that station, because remember, it's like a team. You have to have the key players to show upgrade. And that is what this station is doing by having Dr. Jeffrey Watson come be a part of the Talk Beat Jones show. We're upgrading around the world the presentation on Talk Beat Jones with Dr. Jeffrey Watson. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, so that's where we came up with the slogan. I'm glad you're still using it. And I've watched other professional shows. The higher end news stations started watching me on TV, Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7. And because I had dug deep into the healthcare system, I had become the president of the Black Doctors for the Bay Area.
That's right.
And the president of the Black Doctors for the state.
That's right.
And I had met the Surgeon General at the time, the great Dr. David Satcher, who was working with Clinton at that time.
Yes.
And he said, and this was before the Affordable Health Care Act, this was before Obamacare, and so a lot of black men did not have insurance, and they couldn't get the type of care that they needed to get. So he said, you should go to them.
Yes.
And so that is why we went on the radio, we went on TV, we went to them, and we also directed them to places where they could receive appropriate health care. And so that was a very important thing to do. And so that's a little bit about my background, my upbringing, and how I got into media. Became a board-certified internal medicine doctor after completing my residency. And I got to meet Billy Jones, the great Billy Jones. And one of the things that we did, Billy, and you had a program which I really like, and I integrated some of that into my show. You had Jonesercise.
Yes, sir.
Jonesercise.
Yes,
and
sir.
you help people to exercise. So the segments of my show usually they opened with talk, and then we went to down-home healthy cooking.
Yes.
And we talked about the right food to eat.
Yes.
And then we went to fitness facts.
Yes, sir.
Where we did some of the things that you were doing with the exercise.
Yes, sir.
And then we closed and we gave people the opportunity to call in. And we always had special guests like yourself, I had the Surgeon General on, I
Yes.
had the mayor on,
Mm-hmm.
I had all kinds of doctors, hospital administrators, athletes.
Yes.
So we could educate people on how to eat, how to exercise, where to go for their health care services,
Mm-hmm.
and these types of things. So that's kind of
And Doc,
the background.
and Doc also, you know, to show the family what type of doctor you really truly are in terms of caring for the people, those that had the opportunity to come to your office, those that had the opportunity to watch you on television, but you did another thing. We had that Lake Merritt, that 3.2-mile Lake Merritt down in the center of downtown Oakland. And tell the folks what you did with that, Doc.
Yeah, one of the things was I wanted people to get out and exercise. So what we did is we would meet on Saturdays at 9 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
on Lake Merritt, and Billy Jones would be there to help us exercise. We would start with a prayer. We would have one of the pastors there. We would start with a prayer.
Yes.
Then we would hear some information from the great Chauncey Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
who was a news reporter for Soul Beat and for the Oakland Tribune.
Yes.
Then Billy Jones would give us some stretching
Yes.
and exercise. And then we would walk the lake, which was about 3.2 miles, as you said.
Mhm.
And one of the reasons that we did that is we wanted to show the community that we didn't just talk the talk, but we like to walk the walk.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
And that's what that was all about. It was really fun. It continued. We got up to over 100 people
That's right.
walking the lake every Saturday
Oh yeah, on a regular basis, Doc.
on a regular basis, and we had the board of supervisors would come. Nate Miley,
Mhm.
we had a race actually, and Nate's a good runner. He beat me around the lake.
Because
Keith
Nate
Carson.
was out there every day. That was something that he did constantly. That running that lake, that was his thing, and it was awesome to show us how you could step up and feel good about yourself when you brought Nate into a race yourself, and knowing that you had to condition yourself, but you would run it against a veteran person who had been doing that all the time. So we gave you, the courage to say, this is what I'm going to do. And Nate, I'm going to give you a race. And it was awesome. We cheered you. I mean, people just cheered you, loved you for the effort that you made, Doc. It was just really, really awesome because, again, it shows that you don't just talk that talk. You are truly a leader, and one that I want the world to understand. This is the man that you're going to be able to listen to, and you're going to be able to follow and listen to him, as he also will come on and potentially not necessarily debunk, but will explain to you some of the things that people are saying and doing on Facebook that may not have the truth all attached to it. But Doc, tell us, do you have any experience dealing with the government and healthcare, and what was the Hill-Burton Act?
That's very good. The Hill-Burton Act, I'll tell you about that first. About 1946, there was a bill called the Hill-Burton Act, and that was to provide funding for people who did not have insurance that would go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the hospital could have turned you away.
Okay.
If you didn't have any insurance, they
Right.
could say, well, this is going to cost $5,000. Unless you have $5,000, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are emergency situations, and so the Hill-Burton Act allowed hospitals to bill the government for the uncompensated health care.
Yes.
Now, that lasted until the mid-1970s, the Hill-Burton Act.
Yes.
But after the mid-1970s, it ended.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that put people into a complex situation. And so when Obama decided to run for president in the I think he came in about in the mid-19 95 or
Mhm.
so,
Okay.
and Clinton had come in, they decided to do some programs, Medicaid, which is for poor people across the United States.
Mhm.
And Medicaid then mainly took care of women with babies.
Yes.
And so the babies got Medicaid and the mother got Medicaid, but then men still didn't have enough supportive health care. So actually around 2013, when President Obama came into office, the Affordable Health Care Act started. And so people, including men in the family, could apply for Medicaid and get different forms of health insurance.
Yes. Yes.
So, of course, when you ask have I worked with the government, yes, I worked and took care of a lot of Medicaid patients. We probably had 70% of our patients had Medicaid. Now, for people over 65, the health care insurance is called Medicare. Or if you were disabled, you had Medicare for people over 65. And so some people had both Medicare, which paid 80% of their insurance, and Medicaid, which might pay 20% of their health care.
Yes.
A lot of doctors didn't want to take care of Medicaid because it didn't pay very well. But again, our focus was to take care of our people. So I work very strongly with those populations. Now, there was another program in California which came after the Affordable Health Care Act, which Obama helped to implement, and that was called Cover California. Cover California.
Yes.
So people who made more money than the Medicaid population could apply to Cover California, and then they would finally get some form of insurance. Now, you realize that our government now is again shut down.
Yes.
70% of the government is shut down, and if you remember, there was an extended shutdown back through the summer, and that was because our current president wants to get rid of these programs.
Okay.
He wants to get rid of Medicaid.
Wow.
He wants to make it more difficult. He wants to get rid of Cover California. And that's why the Democrats shut down the government, because they want to make sure that people still have health insurance. You know, because as we said earlier, your health is your wealth.
Yes.
And if you have your health, you have everything.
Yes.
It doesn't amount if you have some money or whatever. If you don't have your health, you know, it's a bad thing. So that's why the government again is on shutdown, and we're trying to do the best we can. And so then came this other program.
Doc, before you go there, just let me ask you a quick question. In the 70s, Oakland, California, the women in Oakland, California, which is why it's so important that the bill you spoke on, the women in Oakland, California had the highest infant mortality rate in the nation, which is what sparked me into creating what was therefore then called, through the Women's Hospital of Oakland, the creation was DMS Touch-Tone Tahitian Aerobic Movement Series for your cardiovascular care. And we had to give it the whole particular situation in that it grew through Mousewood, Manzanita, and Arroyo, to the point where we had over 100-some people attending Mosswood, over 65 attending Arroyo, and about 35, 45 attending Manzanita on a consistent basis. And it was designed to help the black women to get closer into their bodies and the consumption, as you speak on, the proper food, the nutrition, etc., but how important it was for them to exercise. Yes.
And you know, I'm glad you brought that up. So there was a great movement in the 1940s from the South, and African Americans in Louisiana, in Texas, Alabama, Tennessee. They drove across what we heard was Route 66,
Yes,
which became a TV show.
that's right.
And that went through Texas, it went through Arizona, and then New Mexico, Southern California, Long Beach, Los Angeles, and then up to Oakland, Richmond, Alameda County, Bay Area. And during the 40s, at wartime, there were these big shipyards
Yes.
and naval stations and Air Force bases and Army bases. And so blacks could get jobs at these areas and these cities. And so they moved west to come and work at these cities. Now, of course, the military bases have had lots of toxins in them.
Yes.
They had bombs, and we're going to talk about that at another time.
And Doc, we got
But-
about 3 minutes before we go to a commercial break. Please continue. We got
Okay.
about 2 or 3 minutes.
All right. And so also prostate cancer was very high, has been very high in the Bay Area. So
Yes.
these are the kind of things that we have focused on. Infant mortality,
Yes.
as you said, high in African Americans. African Americans make up 12% of the U.S. population, but 25% of the deaths in the U.S. population.
Wow.
Hypertension, diabetes, congestive heart failure, strokes, all of these things, partly genetic, but also related to the socioeconomics of our communities.
Okay.
As a African American male, both you and I know that we're under more stress,
Yes, sir.
and stress kills.
Yes, sir.
So so those exercises you were doing and that I've done
Excellent.
release endorphins and enkephalins,
Yes.
which are natural hormones in our bodies that are morphine-like hormones that help to relax some of the stress.
Yes.
So hopefully during the sessions that we have, we can help people to know more about themselves,
Yes.
their environment, their
Yes.
body, because if you knew better, you could do better.
And we're going to go to commercial
Yeah.
break because, Doctor, you are just so wonderful. You are so great in family. I want you to embrace and let your friends know. And I'll be coming on my Facebook page, and I'll be making announcements of when the Dr. Watson segment, his programming, because, Doc, are you going to be with us for a period of time? Is this a one and only time, or are you going to be with us?
No, this is going to be regular. We're
Talk
gonna
to
do
me.
this
Talk to
regularly.
me. Talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to me. Yes, sir. We're going to take the commercial break.
So
Yes, sir.
have your folks get their questions together,
Mm-hmm.
and down the road we'll answer those questions.
Oh, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, family. We got the man. We got the man, not them fake folks, not them folks who say they're doctors and really don't care about you, but out there just to be for the publicity. We got the man who care about you, Dr. Jeffrey Watson, M.D., out of Oakland, California. And again, his father took care of me, too. We're going to take the commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This is the Talk Beat Jones, and
Clean up on aisle 5. Sounds like my life right now. Just one big mess.
What's going on?
It's my property taxes.
What?
I am behind and I am so worried that I'm going to lose my house. I can pay some of it, but I can't pay it all at once.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to tax foreclosure. We have assistance programs to help.
For more information, go to treasurer.waynecounty.com.
We're here to help.
Every Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 3 p.m., it's the Tavis Smiley Show, distributed by R.J. Watkins Studios.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and
All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am so excited. You know, we come on Wednesdays live from 10 to 11, and you can watch us on that Roku, which goes around the world. Watch us on the YouTube, TV33, and when you do that, that is produced all the time. So it's there in place for you to see 365 days out of the year. If you want to participate, you can go into the R.J. Watkins page. Remember, that's the one with the red. And you can watch the program, and you can participate on that program live. And TV33, what is that, TV33? 15.2, that's what I'm trying to get to. We're on the air Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. And today, family, we have the great one, the greatest, the man who loves you, the man who cares about you, the man to take care of you, the man to give you the health care that we often want to have, but we very seldom receive. I've got the great Dr. Jeffrey Watson, M.D., out of the wonderful, beautiful city of Oakland, California. Doc, are you there?
I'm here, Billy. It's a pleasure to be here. The Bay Area is such a beautiful place, and I know Detroit is a beautiful place as well. You know, we have the Super Bowl coming up here this Sunday.
Yes, yes.
And yesterday there was a very interesting program, which is also today, and it's a program that at Merritt Junior College they're doing on black brain health. Black brain health.
Wow. Okay.
Now, you know, before people really started talking about it, and before that movie that Will Smith was in, where they had chronic traumatic encephalopathy,
yes,
or brain injury.
Yes.
You know, 70% of the NFL now is African American.
Wow.
And hitting your head, tackling people, or getting tackled and having your head hit the ground has caused different issues of psychological change. It has caused strokes. It has been associated with seizures, epilepsy, and it's been associated with depression.
Yes.
And you've seen some of these football players have either killed somebody else or killed themselves.
Right, right.
Because they couldn't control it. One great story that I had before we really realized there was this chronic traumatic encephalopathy. There's a great halfback for the Raiders named Clarence Davis.
Yes, yes.
He'd gone to USC, played for the Raiders, and I'm not speaking out of turn or out of a HIPAA compliance. His story was in the Oakland Tribune, and he told his story.
Yes.
But he came to see me. Some people asked him to come see me because they said he was acting differently. And I said, "How you doing? How you doing, Clarence?" I said that somebody said they thought you were different. Something was wrong.
Yes.
And he said, "No." So
in
I
denial.
called his.
I said he was in denial.
Yeah, I called his friends, and I said, he seemed okay to me, and he acted like he didn't think anything was wrong. So they said, "Oh, no, did he talk to you?"
Yes.
And I said, "You know, he really didn't. He really didn't. He just, you know, shrugged and maybe said one word." Yeah, sign language. So I had him come back, and I said, "Look, I don't know if you were playing with me, but say this. Say this, Clarence. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers." I said, "I want you to say that." And he said, he couldn't say it.
Yes.
I I sent him for a brain scan. Again, this was all in the Oakland Tribune on the front page.
Yes.
That he told the story himself. And his brain looked like somebody who was 90 years old.
Wow.
Multiple strokes. And so this was one of the beginnings of people who play football, which included me. I played both high school and college football.
Yes, sir.
It was the beginning of them starting to understand the process of the chronic traumatic encephalopathy that comes from playing football.
Can I pause you just one moment, Doc, to stay with where you are? I remember when I first started playing tackle football, the story was that you didn't really play football until you hit hard and had your head hit and you got a headache. Until you actually got that headache, you hadn't really made a hard hit. And so I do remember that, and you do remember that back in those days, the players would get hurt, hit, and they would say, "Oh, they just shook up from it, and they sent them back into the game." You know, so those head injuries were prevalent, but no one really understood, and the ball players, because of the machoism, didn't really want to admit that they were in pain or hurting. Please continue, Doc.
Yeah, so, and as I said, we've got the Super Bowl coming up, but now you see people wearing these extra pads on their helmets.
Yes.
And we've got new helmets. I also took care of a lot of professional athletes who were boxers, professional boxers, one of which is the great Andre Ward, who's from Oakland.
Wow.
And has become the middleweight champion and the light heavyweight champion. But at least professional boxing did require the boxers to get head CT scans.
Right, right.
Because they would be subjected to chronic traumatic encephalopathy, as we saw what happened to Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
I mean, Ali, as you remember, eventually developed a Parkinson's-like tremor, and all of that comes from getting hit in the head. So you're right, and we have to be careful about this, and our kids have to be careful. Yesterday, the Pro Bowl, I don't know if you watched it, but it's a flag football game now.
Yes, yes.
So all the great athletes who play professional football, so that they won't get hurt, they made it into a flag football game.
Yes.
And now you will see that in the upcoming Olympics, they're going to have flag football this year. So as much as I enjoy watching the Super Bowl, which is going to be this Sunday in Santa Clara, California, although they try to make it look like it's San Francisco, it's actually Santa Clara. As much as I enjoy it, I am still worried about the issues of head injury. And they're having this wonderful meeting in Oakland, California, Black Brain Health.
Yes.
And that's going to be today from 9 to 5, and it was yesterday from 9 to 5. And they had a lot of experts there to talk about just general, both mental health, stroke, seizures, depression, and these types of things, which we are highly subjected to anyway, even without the sports injuries.
Tell me, along with that, what are the basics of the Affordable Health Care Act?
The Affordable Health Care Act essentially tried to make sure that everyone could get health insurance. And as I was indicating, in California, they had Cover California, and you could get different kinds of insurance. If you were low income, it would be Medicaid, and in California we call that Medi-Cal. And you could get, if you had a job, you could get insurance at a lower cost.
Right, right.
So that's important. Now, if you remember when Trump was president the first time, he tried to get rid of all of that.
Okay.
And he was very aggressive about trying to get rid of Cover California, Medicaid, and the Obamacare.
Right.
He didn't like that name at all. but he didn't have anything to substitute for it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have anything to substitute for it. So now that he's become president, he has come up with this idea called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Now, what is that going to do?
Please explain.
That is very dangerous. And again, this is what sent our government into the shutdown, is to try to stop this. So for poor people who have Medicaid, by 2027, they will have to apply for Medicaid every 6 months.
Wow.
Every 6 months they'll have to reapply. And they will have to work 80 hours a month. Now, if I could work for 80 hours a month, I wouldn't be poor and I wouldn't need Medicaid. So it's a catch-22, and it's quite a conflict. So they'll have to work 80 hours a month. They'll have to reapply every 6 months. Now, if you were homeless or you were poor and you didn't have a job, and the difficulty that it is to apply for Medicaid,
Yes,
it's a difficult process.
it is.
So that means automatically, that's a simple way of saying that you're not going to get renewed. So in California, 1.8 million people under the Big Beautiful Bill Act, 1.8 million people are going to lose their health insurance.
Yes.
In the United States, because of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or otherwise it's called H.R. 1, 10 million people are going to lose their health insurance.
My goodness.
So this is the way that Trump has gone around the back of the healthcare system and is systemically eliminating health insurance. Now, the other thing is immigrants. Even if you are legal, a lot of the immigrants are all of a sudden going to lose their health insurance. So that's going to be another big issue. That's the way that he's getting at immigrants, okay? Hospitals are going to, you heard us talk about the Hill-Burton Act,
Yes.
where you could take care of people who had no insurance. Now the hospitals are going to have to take care of these people with no insurance, and there's no Hill-Burton Act for them to apply to the government to get paid for taking care of the uninsured poor people.
Yes.
So we're about to be in a really difficult situation based on this One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
And Doc,
The other thing is,
Doc, one pause. Also, can you, along with your conversation there, can you also include at some point the understanding that when President Trump has mandated that persons going to school for these medical degrees, that you're not going to be able to receive financing any further?
right. Well, he at Harvard, he got rid of the funding for health research. He's cut down some of the research money for the Center for Disease Control. He has cut down any funding for minority studies. So it's becoming very, very difficult and a challenging situation. So we got a lot to be concerned about and look forward to trying to make sure that you have health insurance. Now, the other thing is that if you are in a state in which abortion is legal, any reproductive services like that will not be paid for by the government.
Wow.
It will not be paid for. So all of these issues are coming up with the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or HR1. And again, this is why our government, the Democrats, really protested that, and they shut down the government, and it shut down again. One of the reasons is because of this One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So
If
we've got a lot of work to do.
if my sister, my mother, my cousin, my auntie, my friend, etc., female, if they were raped, if they have a situation in which if they try to take this child to term, it will potentially cause them to lose their life, and other circumstances such as that, Doc, are you saying that even then they cannot legally have an affordable abortion?
That's correct. That's what the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is saying. And so that is, in the next couple of years, that's going to be the case. So, our nation needs to look at who they want to be their political leaders. And it's confusing to me on how people just keep going along with the okie doke, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having these issues in healthcare, which are coming up, and they're only going to get worse.
Yes, yes. When we are looking today, speaking of healthcare, when we're going through, the media socialization over this Facebook is just out of control, in which everyone has some type of health hack to cure some type of ailment, especially the ED scenario. Is there a thought on all of these different takeoff of all these different circumstances? You add these ingredients, add those situations, add this together, etc. Potentially, how could that affect a person's health?
I'm glad that you brought that up, because on things like Facebook, TikTok, and these social media, they are having people bring snake oil on, which is a term for fake cures. They tell you to use the baking soda trick, or to this and that trick, and these hacks.
Yes.
I think that if you listen to either the trick or hack, you should be very suspicious.
Yes.
And because these supplements or hacks or tricks have not been, they didn't go through the CDC, Center for Disease Control. They haven't gone through clinical trials to support whatever it is that they're saying works. And so I would be very suspicious. And it is very frustrating for me to watch it. And they draw you in with these long videos.
Yes. Yes.
And at the end of the long video of the baking soda hack, or the gelatin hack,
Or the Vicks Vapor Rub hack.
The Vapor Rub hack. Well, at the end of it, and you usually could have these things in your own kitchen, but at the end of it, they want you to buy some product.
Yes.
Some kind of product which has not been FDA approved. It hasn't gone through clinical trials. And so I would suggest that anybody who is thinking about one of these hacks or tricks, Google it, and most of the time you'll see that it's something that has not gone through the Food and Drug Administration, it's not gone through clinical trials, and it's a way that they're just going to try to take your money.
And they have these famous personalities who get on there and just tell you their story about their problem and how this product that they're endorsing really works. And not going into no name, but when you get the product and you find out that you're getting the product for one particular circumstances, one situation, and you find that the product that they have endorsed and you've received that product, it is something that is for sleeping. you trying to get something to make you lively, and they sending you something to help you go to sleep. But you bought
Well,
it because that personality told you that it will cure your circumstances.
Well, that's the other scary thing is when we talk about AI, and this whole world of AI, those aren't really the personalities.
Oh.
They can take a picture of you and put it on AI and make you say all that stuff. And it's not really you. It's not really you. It's an AI contrived personality, and they're making them say what they want them to say, but it's not really you.
Well, Doc,
So people have to be really careful, and again, that's why I would say, even though you see the great newscasters or the great talk show hosts or the great movie stars,
or the Ben
it's
Carsons.
not really them.
Or the Ben Carsons.
It's an AI generated. So Google the product and see if it's been FDA studied, FDA approved, if it's gone through clinical trials. And and AI will usually answer you and tell you if it's really been evaluated.
Well, Doc,
So that's what I would suggest.
do an open-end suggestion in terms of telling us all around the world, basically, in the health that they are presenting to us on the Facebook. Tell us, what really can we do?
Well, I think that you could talk to your doctor and see if your doctor has done any research on the product that they're talking about, the hack, the trick. Because usually your doctor, we've gone through reviews of the New England Journal of Medicine and these other medical journals to see what are the current treatments that really do work and what are the particular side effects of these treatments. So that's one thing, is to ask your doctor if you have one.
Yes.
Now, and then I think on shows like this one, once we get into call-in, or if people can email you, or they can go to hjeffreywatson@aol.com.
Yes.
HGEOFFREYWATSON @aol.com. I can research it for folks, and I can answer it next time we come back on the air.
I have
and send them an email back.
I was going to say, Doc, I have a suggestion. You said they sent it to me, but I actually would think that the connection should be between you and that person direct, and that they should follow the information in terms of how to send it to you, so that in your category or your catalog, you will know exactly who you're speaking to and what the situation of that particular person that you're responding to directly, because that becomes your connection between that patient and yourself, or that person and yourself.
And we've done that, and we've done that over the radio. We've done it over the internet, and on Soulbeat we did it that way as well.
Yes.
And so, and we'll do that for the Billy Jones show.
Yes, sir.
Is once people start letting us know the questions that they have.
Yes.
And of course, again, one should always follow up with their doctor if they have one. I think that's important.
Okay. Once again, Doc, would you give them that direct information in terms of how they can contact or send information requests to you?
Yes, they can go to my email at HGEOFFREYWATSON@AOL.com. Now, see, I'm still on AOL, so that tells you how old I am. I've been around for a minute. Now, there's one thing I like to tell people, since it's a new year.
About 3.5
and
minutes,
those are
Doc.
the,
We got about 3.5 minutes.
okay, these are the 8 healthy guidelines of living, okay? So number 1 is prayer and meditation, okay? So certainly praying lifts your spirit. Meditation reduces the stress. Number 2 is read and gain knowledge. So that would be read about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Read about your health insurance. Read about eating right. And so that would be number 3 is eat to live, but don't just live to eat.
Yes.
Okay, eat to live, but don't just live to eat. Number 4 would be to rid yourself of addictions. You know, we just saw that there was a big fentanyl raid here in California, and fentanyl is just killing so many people and taking their lives away. Number 5 would be exercise regularly. Exercise, if you can, 4 to 5 times a week, at least 30 minutes each time.
Yes.
That would be very important. Number 6 would be try to get 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Get 8 hours of sleep if you can. It'll help you to think clearer. It'll help your emotions. It'll be good for your health. Number 7, commune with nature. Get out in the sunshine. Let the sun shine on you. Breathe the fresh air. And so that's number 7, is commune with nature. Now, as a doctor, I'm going to give you number 8. Get your regular checkups. You see that I've given you 7 things that you could do naturally at home yourself. But number 8 would be get your regular checkups. Get your prostate checked. Women, get your mammograms. Get your colon checked.
Got it.
Get checked for HIV, for hepatitis. Your cholesterol checked. Your heart checked. And so those are the 8 guidelines.
And Doc, we're gonna bring you back. We'll make that announcement. But before I go, I just got to say this about the greatness of this engineer named Timmy Tim. When they see the Talk Beat Jones, that intro, that backdrop that they see, that was created by Mr. H.T. Henry Tyler, but the person who implemented that is this guy named Timmy Tim. The music that they hear, that is put together by Mr. Timmy Tim. That collage they see is put together by Mr. Timmy Tim. And I want to say this production is a creation from the greatness in his mind. He did this. We never have done this before. This was created for us to be able to bring you live, Doc, by Mr. Timmy Tim. I want the world to know that. Doc, we got to go. But I want to let the people know, of course, this is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones with the greatness of Dr. Jeffrey Watson. With that will be a returning continuous person on the show. We're on the air every Wednesday live from 10 to 11. You can check us out on YouTube, TV33 on demand. You can check us on the Roku box. And of course, 15.2 on Sundays from 4 to 5. Family, we love you. Doc, you want to wave your hand and say something to your family goodbye? We got 30 seconds.
Remember, and I also want to say hello to Timmy Tim. He also was on Soul Beat with us.
Yes.
And I want to acknowledge him. He's a great man, as are you, Billy Jones.
Yeah. The Soul Beat team is back together right here on WHPR. Mr. R.J. Watkins and Mr. Henry Tyler put us all together. We got to go, Doc. But anyway, thank you, family. We love you, Doc. We'll see you back soon. We'll talk. Yes, sir. Peace and love. Okay. And Doc, you know what? Give me your health thing.
Your health is your wealth, and when you have your health, you have everything.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
I'm Dr. Jeffrey Watson. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Doc. We'll be talking.
Okay.
Love you now.